We have new unified tag team champions, and make sure to get a shot of every single kid crying in the crowd. That's right, you little shits. That's what you get for believing in your heroes. And if one of your heroes is Riddle, well, Riddle doesn't even see his own goddamn kids. So congratulations for having bad heroes, you little shits. I'm John Rant with my review WWE Smackdown from Grand Rapids, Michigan. You can't tell the hourly load, children, can you? That being said, every child should be loved, but some kids are really goddamn stupid. Man, that's a fucking conundrum. You can't figure out what I actually believe in. But let me know your thoughts on kids in the comments, please. Can't wait for that to blow up on my goddamn face. But yes, the Usos are tag team champions. I wonder if Jimmy was able to drive himself to a celebration or drive himself to the arena. Maybe they took an Oosberg. This show was not good. They went through with the Unification. Let's hear it for the Unification. But this whole show was ass. It was really, really ass. For this match to get that little time, they really should have given it the last 30 minutes. Even with the dodgy finish that we all saw coming. Whew. So, yeah, the Bloodline and Heyman show up, and we cut to recaps. By the way, I will be talking about what Michael Cole was pretty much forced to say practically at gunpoint, even though Michael Cole is complicit in this as well, even though he's just a good puppet soldier. Don't worry, I got a couple barrels just for Vince, Johnny Ace, and Bruce Pritchard, and anybody else in Vince McMahon's inner circle that can basically get, play a game of Russian roulette, or perhaps Ready or Not, and goddamn explode in front of their loved ones. So it's same as usual, same as it ever was, and Roman was just enjoying himself. Roman was really feeling himself. Ooh, rah, what does this mean? How does this power up the, ow. How is Roman able to power up his Superman punch? Ooh, rah. Anyway, enough of that, enough of Roman, possibly getting off his Superman punch right there, and just, maybe we should put a green crystal on there. It could be his kryptonite. Hey, yeah. And if I go crazy, will you still call me Super? Okay, enough of that. Heyman, reading off a lot of names, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, and everybody, including The Rock. They're really trying to drop hints that Roman Reigns versus The Rock may happen at WrestleMania 39. If it doesn't happen in Hollywood, it's not happening. Well, I mean, I know Inglewood technically is in Hollywood, but you get my point. If it's not going to happen at the LA Rams Stadium, it's never going to fucking happen. And Vince McMahon is practically going to have to unload one full-on Saudi Arabian payment just to get Rock the Dwayne Johnson there. Or get Dwayne's Rock Hard Johnson there. But nevertheless, Roman tells the Usos, I expect you to win. And I expect you to deliver. I only talk to you this way because I love you. Chris Benoit said the same damn thing, and Nancy got tied up in a phone call, and Daniel went to sleep, not understanding how a pillow works. Might as well just offend everybody at this point. I wrote, it's going to end by a DQ, isn't it? It didn't, shockingly. Hey, look, Zayn and Nakamura had a match. It's a shame that Zayn basically participated in a match that pretty much wrecked the momentum of WrestleMania Night 2, and Nakamura won, moving the fuck on. Zayn does great work as far as, charity work, and I respect that of him, but I can't invest in his wrestling character anymore. I just can't fucking do it. Great on him getting paid for it, but that was the final fucking straw. So, package on the Usos and RK Bro, and Corbin was here, and I'm out. They're still continuing this goddamn feud at Moss. He tries to heal it up and act all determined and everything. And look, Baron Corbin is legit tough, former Golden Gloves boxer, and is smooth and crisp in the ring and can work, and hasn't had an interesting character in years. I respect the guy for getting paid, but if this is the best heel they got not named Roman Reigns, they are fucked. Because he ain't interesting on the mic. He ain't interesting in the fucking ring. The dubbed-in crowd was absolutely upset. And he basically said, I put Moss in the hospital. The Mospital, as it were. The Mospital was right there. Right there, Corbin. You ruined it. You ruined it, you fucking idiot. And suddenly we're seeing for the glory of the Kaiser. The German and Austrian team is coming. Shrieking Polish noises. Might as well offend even more people here. Walter beat Gulak with chops and a powerbomb in a couple minutes. And Ricochet comes out and he's going to be losing that Intercontinental Championship soon. And they're going to have Walter and an Alex Wright dancing gimmick at some point. Cue the Alex Wright dancing music that I can't fucking dance to because I have no idea how to do that. I'm as good at dancing to music as the guy from Airplane. I don't even remember the actor's name. I apologize. So, now LA Knight is Max Dupree, which literally sounds like something for the heavy flow months that women have. Sponsored by Match Flow. Match Flow comes up in a little bit. He couldn't be Eli Drake. Yeah, LA Knight was fine. Why did you change it to Max Dupree? Why do you do these name changes? How can anybody get invested in any of these fucking characters? It's fucking stupid. The stuff they do in NXT 2.0. LA Knight was fine. You could have trademarked that shit, and you probably did. And now Max Dupree. Max Dupree doesn't pass any kind of name test in this universe or any unknown universe or even known universes. Even a universe where Matthew McConaughey is crying because Interstellar lasted for 3 fucking hours and accomplished absolutely fuck all. Christopher Nolan's attempt to do 2001: A Space Odyssey was absolutely atrocious. It missed the fucking mark. Oh, hi, Mark. So, he apparently, it's Maximum Male Models Agency. This is doomed. This is doomed already. It is not that I'm calling him LA Knight. It's not that he doesn't have the promo skills to pull this off. Max Dupree. Just, make sure to use a Max Dupree. It helps with those heavy flow months. You might as well just fucking do that. And he had a signed contract with Sonya, but Sonya was relieved of her powers, so all this, and why does he not understand personal space? Because he's just getting this close to him. He's getting this close and high at him, fierce. I can smell that you had, cocoa butter spread on your body 3 days ago. Weird. Why the fuck why was he that close? Why was he that close? What the fuck? Riddle, by the way, then says that I've been beating the Usos one by one for weeks. There are 2 Usos. You've beaten them twice. Maybe. Or you've beaten them once each. I don't really fucking know. I don't think Riddle understands how to do math. He also doesn't understand how to see his kids. So Match Flow is sponsoring the recaps of Ronda and Raquel. That is hard to say. Rousey the Raccoon and Raquel build the wall around somebody Gonzalez. Shotzi and Aaliyah and Raquel were arguing. Shotzi calls her a choker and weak and calls her the absurd Amazon. A choker and weak. Shrieking Benoit noises. So, Shotzi lost to Raquel. Remember when Shotzi could have been something important on, the WWE main roster and they have done absolutely fuck all with her? I know that she had that issue where she lost her dad, and I think she even lost another family member. I might be mixing it up a little bit, but I know that she suffered loss and they gave her time off. And that's great. And I hope that she's in the right frame of mind. I hope she's all right. This is the best they can do. Push Raquel Gonzalez, or Rodriguez, or whatever the fuck her goddamn name is. Doesn't fucking matter. She's as interesting as white goddamn bread. She hits what I assume. I'm just going to call it the Chiquita Banana Bomb because I don't know what the fuck it's called. And now I just expect that somebody's just going to put a Chiquita Banana peel out there. She's going to slip on it, and it's going to be like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Actually, that's fitting because her promos sound like she is being forced at gunpoint to recite stuff that isn't even good enough for the worst Looney Tunes cartoons, aka Looney Tunes Back in Action. Or Space Jam, A New Legacy. Anybody who watched Space Jam, A New Legacy and didn't want to immediately put their head through a window, you were better than me. I don't know if it's coming across, but I really didn't like this episode. This is the best they have for the women. By the way, Humberto and Angel, that close to Zaya, it should have been me. Zaya's gorgeous and deserves to be pushed a little bit better. I'm not saying that she's going to be the perfect wrestler or she's even the best on the roster. This is the best you have for the women. Kayla, by the way, got in on all kinds of tag team interplay tonight with interviews and also interviewing somebody else who's familiar with tag team interplay, Xavier Woods. And then he faced off against Pete Butcher-Doon, the Brawling Brawler. I'm starting to think the creative doesn't give a shit about the Fox deal anymore, and they just pretty much want Fox to give them a truckload of money because Fox is full of a bunch of idiots. Match 20,000, a roll up the backwoods, 1, 2, 3. And Dunn leaves through the goddamn crowd while Michael Cole calls him a petulant child for the 10th week in a row. I am begging Pete Butcher-Doon to basically snap a couple of his fingers. Maybe for real. It's not like Michael Cole having time off would be the worst fucking thing in the world, since he's really fucking bad at his job and has been for a while. Then Xavier was beat up by Sheamus and Ridge. He has an idea for a tag partner for a 6-man. It's somebody that they wouldn't expect. There is no way it's Big E. As cool as it would be to see Big E come back, I fear that Big E, if he does come back, is not going to be till at least next WrestleMania. and that's being generous. I don't think he's coming back. They then do a somber thing where Michael Cole reads a prepared statement. Sasha and Naomi let everyone down. They let down millions of fans on Raw. They have been suspended indefinitely. And a tournament to crown new tag team champions will be happening soon. I'm going to say right now that Michael Cole, by the way, is a fucking puppet and a goddamn idiot, and I do put at least one barrel on Michael Cole. Oh, he's just doing his job. Michael Cole has to have saved enough money by this point that if he were to just leave the company, one, they wouldn't miss a goddamn beat. Pat McAfee could call the goddamn show. But let's just put the hatred for Michael Cole to the side temporarily. Vince McMahon, let's go back to 1983. Let's go back to May 10th, 1983, I believe. Or somewhere around there, where Jimmy Snuka murdered Nancy Argentino and got away with it. And Vince McMahon paid off the cops, and the police chief is shady as fuck. It was all covered in Dark Side of the Ring. Kind of badly, kind of messily, and also tried to pay off Nancy's family because Vince McMahon had to have Snuka as his top star, even though he was going to get Hogan soon. He may not have known he was going to get Hogan, but he paid that off. He kept Pat Patterson. He only fired Pat Patterson because of the Ring Boy scandal for a little bit, but kept him even though all that shit was happening. And if you don't think that Ring Boy scandal thing happened, check out the interview piece where Roddy Piper did a shoot interview and talked about Pat Patterson. And that Pat Patterson didn't like him very much. And yeah, they did the Legends House thing and whatever. But that was probably very uncomfortable for Roddy. And Roddy talked about a lot of that shit. And I believe that Pat Patterson burning in hell for what he fucking did. It's a good thing. He ostracized Randy Savage. All because Randy Savage wanted to wrestle, didn't want to do commentary, or just do commentary. Felt he had more to deliver, and he took the Slim Jim deal. And I'm sure there were a few other reasons as to why Vince McMahon pretty much just pushed Randy Savage out the goddamn door, seemingly, and didn't want to do business with him, even though he could have done business with him, put him in the Hall of Fame, but yes, Randy wanted the whole thing going on with his he wanted his family inducted. And I respect that about Randy. I do respect that about Randy. And then there was the stuff about Brett, the whole Brett screwed Brett thing and whatever. There's the stuff where he put up with Shawn Michaels basically sabotaging the careers of so many goddamn people. And the whole Austin thing where Austin walked out and they effectively just, said he took his ball and went home. He did all this stuff and so many other goddamn things that Vince McMahon did. It's a laundry list. He's got a goddamn closet full of skeletons that would make a freaking mass grave seem small by comparison. Vince McMahon, I support the wrestlers here despite the fact that Vince McMahon, for better or worse, made wrestling what it is. Unfortunately, he is going to be the poison pill that is pretty much going to kill this company from the inside out. Triple H has health issues. Stephanie took some time away recently, I don't know, or from a majority of her deals. But Vince McMahon has done so many goddamn dastardly things and so many horrible goddamn things. Protected so many fucking people that didn't fucking deserve it. All that stuff that he did. And because Sasha and Naomi didn't want to do business. And I don't know what actually happened. I'm going based solely on what WWE had and what WWE has said. I've seen these statements from somebody that was close to Sasha and Naomi. And while I've never been the biggest fan of Naomi, I've never been the biggest fan of Sasha. That's put to the side. Vince McMahon's like, oh, well, okay, these two don't want to do business, pal. We're going to bury them. Ha, ha, ha. Vince, we probably shouldn't bury two African-American women. We're trying to get audiences of all ages, races, colors, and creeds here. I don't care. I'm going to torpedo them. We're going to bury them, pal. Ha, ha, ha. Sasha and Naomi shouldn't come back. If Sasha has her connections in Hollywood and can do some other stuff, that's fine. Sasha has gotten to the point where if she's burned out and wants to go, I don't blame her. Naomi has been with the company since 2009, 10? Something like that. She's been with the company for a goddamn while. It has been a long time. She's been underutilized. She was never going to be the woman, the featured woman. But she got a couple Smackdown women's title reigns. She beat Alexa Bliss, had to give it up, and then won it back at WrestleMania. They proceeded to give her absolutely nothing. And then she lost it to Natty at SummerSlam. And yeah, they got these tag team titles that were in the fucking mud, so it wasn't going to be anything good. Sure, do I agree with them walking out? Not necessarily. There are plenty of talents that have had to put up with other shit. But then on the flip side, If they were tired of being disrespected and felt disrespected constantly, especially by Johnny Ace, Mr. Excitement, People Power, I can't wait for the day where somebody just slugs him in the goddamn throat, or maybe pulls the beginning of Con Air and push, well, actually, no, you can't do that because he doesn't have a fucking brain to push his nose bone into. Johnny Ace, when he leaves this earth, he won't be missed, let's be perfectly honest. He married the Bella Twat's mother, and yeah, I'm going to just throw in that little barb right there, but Johnny Ace is known for being a goddamn piece of shit and somebody that doesn't have the people skills except to be a Vince McMahon puppet. And then there's Bruce Pritchard that I'm sure had something to do with this goddamn thing. But Vince McMahon thinks that he is God. Well, here's the difference, Vince. You're getting a lot of money now. You want to piss some fans off and you want to have a lot of fans tune out. The ratings for SmackDown have tanked. They're barely cracking 2 million. They're barely cracking 2 million for Raw. And that's on the good weeks. NXT 2.0's in the fucking mud. Yeah, they drew a whole lot of money for WrestleMania. They have these big, for the premium live events, they have these big gates. And their TV tapings aren't really selling out. I mean, sure, okay, they can draw 8,000 people in a 10,000 seat arena. And then sometimes they draw 3,000 people. They got all this stuff going on here. Vince McMahon has this entire goddamn system set up to where when one crack, one deal goes south, one deal gets cut in half in 2023, 2024, that's it. That's it. That company is going to have to fire a whole bunch of people, except they've already fired a whole bunch of people. We get repeat matches after repeat matches after repeat matches. Or we get NXT 2.0 that has just a hodgepodge of stupid gimmicks thrown together and everything. The whole point is Sasha and Naomi. Sasha and Naomi. Fan of them or not. And I respect what Sasha has done. I respect what Naomi has done. They had every right to walk out. They're independent fucking contractors. Toni Storm walked out. Many others walked out. Women are tired of feeling disrespected. I'm not even saying they should go to AEW because AEW has their own problems with their women's division, but at least they would work occasionally. They could take some outside shots, and they would make comparable money. It's not like Tony Khan doesn't have a whole bunch of money that he could just throw at people. He's already been doing that for the last 3 fucking years. But Sasha and Naomi could do whatever the fuck they want. And you know what? WWE needs them a lot more than they need WWE. But they want to effectively bury them, fine. What they're basically saying to any talents is if you don't, play nice, and if you don't listen to our terrible, terrible way of dealing with talent, we are going to we're basically just going to fucking screw with you. And if you decide to walk out, we're going to effectively bury you. They've taken their merchandise off WWEshop.com, that is, and they're just going to effectively just do this and bury them. And apparently rumors, and I don't know if this is actually true, their contracts are up in a couple months. Okay, if their contracts are up in a couple months and you wanted to try to keep them, why didn't you give them better creative or just say, okay, hey, take the night off and we'll come up with something else. We'll see you at Smackdown. Nope, they just pushed them and pushed them and pushed them. Reportedly, they were told to fix their attitude. If that was Johnny Ace that fucking said that, they would have been well within their goddamn right to basically treat him like Peter Weller at the beginning of RoboCop, and I would sure fucking love to see that. You could have put that on pay-per-view, and you could have used that money to pay off half the national fucking debt, and especially if you did it to Vince. Whole point, I feel bad for Sasha and Naomi, and I'm not even their biggest fan. And that's all I got to fucking say about that. This is fucking goddamn bullshit, and they deserved a whole lot better than that. Plenty of people have had to deal with bad bullshit. They shouldn't have had to have dealt with that stuff. Fucking goddamn Christ. Back to the review. So yeah, Xavier lost to Dunn. And then we did all that. And I'm calling him Dunn because Butch is so fucking stupid. Riddle abandons his family, gets a main event. Jimmy either walked to the airport or walked from the airport or took an Uber. And look, I would feel less bad for Jimmy, except when you keep making mistakes constantly and keep not getting punished for it, hate to say it, but you kind of opened yourself up for all that shit. And if they're going to effectively bury Sasha and Naomi, then Jimmy Uso deserves some goddamn a few licks, to get a few licks thrown towards him, which sounds like a really, really bad way of phrasing it. But Riddle also, goddamn piece of shit, abandons his fucking family and gets rewarded with this stuff. RK Bro took on the Usos in a match that had Heyman on commentary. Orton got the hot tag after they teased an injury angle with Riddle, and I thought they were going to find a way to write that whole thing off. But no, RKO got broken up, Riddle got tagged in, and then they were doing a thing on top where he was trying to hit the RKO. He's like, no, come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. And he couldn't Jimmy rig him off of that. And then suddenly Heyman actually did something. Actually did a distraction. My God, it must have taken him forever to get up the energy to do that, since he's the size of Alfred Hitchcock after he died. Because Alfred Hitchcock lost about 100 pounds, and I think Heyman could stand to lose that. Look, I'm just saying, I'm worried that Heyman is going to blow up like one of those Metal Slug characters when they ate too much goddamn food. Nevertheless, he does that, and Roman Reigns suddenly comes from seemingly nowhere and jerks on his cousin's leg, giggity. And then we get the splash, 1, 2, 3, and the Usos win the tag team championships. And then they hit Orton with the stairs about 80 million times, and then they... And then they do an announcer's table spot where I'm amazed that Jay did not break something the way they did that. That was a really long distance. And then they showed the kids crying. Yes, yes, your tears, they are fuel for people that laugh at you because you have heroes. I am so mean to children for no reason. No reason. This is the longest SmackDown review I have done in quite a while. But I had the fucking rant, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. Oh, Vince, you're going to burn in hell one day. See you soon.